Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to go ahead and do my review video for everything I watched in the month of March of 2023. 16 titles altogether. A couple of them are actually rewatches, but most of them are new. So starting with the first one, which was a fun movie. This is put out by AGFA. This is Attack of the Beast Creatures. It's also known as Hell Island, as you can see. I really like that artwork though. It's like embossed and shiny and really neat. It's embossed on the sides as well. This is a partner label of Vinegar Syndrome, as you can see from the slipcover. So little synopsis here of Attack of the Beast Creatures, aka Hell Island. 80 minutes from 1985, directed by Mike Stanley. Basically, this is about a group of travelers crash their boat on an island. They don't know where they are, and there's nobody there except for these little creatures that are hiding out in the brush. It's very strange. So when they first get there, all is well. Then they find when a man takes a dip in an acid lake and becomes a steaming pile of gloop. It's clear that there's trouble in paradise. That's when the cult of demon dolls reveal themselves and their appetite for eating faces. So yeah, basically cannibalistic little dolls, if you will. Yeah, this is a very... I found it kind of humorous. Those things are kind of annoying too, but if you can see on the back here, that's what they look like. Little like demon dolls. They're just hungry for human flesh. Very cheesy, but I really enjoyed it for what it was. So, Attack of the Beast Creatures from AGFA. Next one here was a shot-on-video horror pickup that I did. This is from 2006, 71 minutes, directed by Chris LaMartina, and that is an anthology called Dead Teenagers. 4 tales of unspeakable horror. This was a fun watch too. I'm pretty biased. I like everything that Chris has put out over the years that I've seen. I haven't seen everything he's put out, but I've seen quite a bit of it. An innocent visit to the library turns deadly when the bizarre book of lore falls from the shelves and begs to be read. 4 tales of terror spill from its pages as werewolves, bloodsuckers, and haunted houses fill the screen. Mask-bagged killers in plaid shirts, ghostly grandmothers, a werewolf with relationship problems, and theater owners with coffins behind the screen. So yeah, it's pretty fun. It is a low budget film, as you can see, but it is very good. I think he's from the Baltimore, Maryland area, which isn't that far away from me, so pretty cool. It's a local, kind of a local director. So I highly recommend picking up a copy of Dead Teenagers. You can go to sovhorror.com, which will link you over to the website that you could buy all these titles from. Next one is not a horror film by any means. It's like a comedy drama, if you will. This is an Arrow release. It says region B on the back, but it's actually region free because I could play it in my player. My player is not a region free player. This is Dinner in America. 106 minutes from 2020. Stars Kyle Gallner and Emily Skeggs. So I really enjoyed both of them. Directed by Adam sorry, I can't pronounce his name. Rimier. He directed The Bunny Game, which I haven't seen, which I've heard really crazy reviews on that one. Anyway, it says take it down a notch. This is Welcome to the Dollhouse meets Napoleon Dynamite. sort of, with an added dose of the endlessly quotable dialogue of Heathers. Dinner in America is a do-it-yourself love letter to being authentically yourself, finding your voice, and becoming punk AF, which some of you call me punk on here, which is fine. I don't care, but yep. So this takes place in a Midwestern suburb. Aggro punk rocker Simon, played by Kyle Gallner, finds himself on the run again after a bout of arson and a close call with the police. Yeah, that whole scene is quite humorous. A chance encounter with the spirited and socially awkward Patty, played by Emily Skeggs, provides him a place to lay low. As the two embark on a series of misadventures, they begin to realize they have a lot more in common than they first expected. Really beautifully shot film. I really enjoyed this film, so that's definitely on the top of my highly recommended movies to watch from 2020. So Dinner in America. This is the reverse artwork. The regular artwork. This is the one that has the red 15 sticker on it. That's the artwork that they have over in the UK, but I like the reverse art better, in my opinion, and it's the reverse art on the disc too. So, where did I get this? I think I got this off of eBay for a good price. Next up is an SRS Cinema release, but it's not one of the new ones. It's actually an older film. I think it's from 1991. I think it was filmed in 89, but it was actually not released until, oh yeah, it was shot in 89, but it wasn't released until 93. There's a film called Little Corey Gore. This was an upgrade for me. I did have like a very low budget DVD that I got at FYE like 15 years or so ago, but I'm glad they put out a Blu-ray of it. It's actually signed by the director on the back there, so that's cool. Yeah, this shot here gives some of it away, but anyway. Came with the poster. It's just the artwork. It's just the artwork on the cover, and then the disc itself is the same. So Little Corey Gore, you feel bad for the kid too, because his parents, I think his mom died and his dad remarried, and then he died, and then his dad died. He lives with his stepmom and stepbrother, and they're both pieces of absolute S, in my opinion. Well, as you guys watch it, I'm sure you'll agree with me on that. Corey knows the meaning of Murphy's Law. If something could go wrong, it went wrong for Corey. Loaded with work, downtrodden and scarred from daily scrutiny, Corey has nothing to look forward to when he and his stepbrother Biff get into a heated argument over a girl they both like. The end result is deadly. Yeah, so he meets a girl. The girl obviously doesn't like him at all. She's kind of a bitch, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so yeah, he's used and abused from his stepmother and his stepbrother. His stepbrother steals from him. Corey buys tickets to an Ozzy concert for him and his girl that he's interested in. His brother steals them and takes the girl with him to the show. And yeah, it's just his stepbrother's really, really bad. And then a certain thing happens and a certain accident happens, and then Corey just turns into a psycho killer type. He has a plan to move out and start a new life with his girl, but his girl has other plans, and it's just a really weird movie, but highly recommend it. This particular release has director's commentary on here. There's a 77-minute interview with the director, which I watched some of it. I thought it was pretty interesting. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched about half of it. It was pretty good. There's an interview with the stepmother in here, and the trailer, and then other trailers from SRS. So 91 minutes. It says 1993 on the bottom, but it's from 1989. So let me know if you guys have seen Little Corey Gory. Next one here I have seen before, but it's been so many years since I watched it, so I went ahead and rewatched it, and I actually liked it more this time around. This is from 1999, and it's a film called Go, starring Sarah Polley, Katie Holmes, Jay Moore, William Fichtner, Scott Wolf, and a bunch of other people that you'll probably recognize if you watch the movie. Breckin Meyer's in here too. Timothy Oliphant, and etc. etc. Taye Diggs is also in this. Rhonda needs to make some extra cash. She works at a grocery store. Simon wants to escape to Vegas for the weekend. Adam and Zach want to stay out of trouble. But it's not just another night in the lives of these unusual characters. They're about to embark on a wild ride that won't end until the sun comes up. So the cool thing about this movie is that it's not shot in sequence. It's shot from the point of view of Sarah Polley's character, Jay Moore's character with Scott Wolf. I think Scott Wolf is the same as the guy's friend. William Fichtner's point of view. It's like split up, but then again everything runs together into one story. So I thought that was pretty cool. This is from the director of Swingers, Doug Liman, written by John August. But yeah, definitely recommend Go if you guys haven't seen it. I think this is actually out of print, but don't quote me on that, but I believe this Blu-ray is out of print. But so I think there's actually there's inside artwork on here. Let me pop the disc out here. Oh, I think it just shows Katie Holmes inside here. I think that's Katie Holmes, right? Yeah, and then the disc just says Go on it, and the old Sony insert from 2010. Alright, next film here is a French horror film. It's put up by Mondo Macabro. This is from 1971. It's a film called Don't Deliver Us from Evil. Such a crazy movie. I watched it in French with English subtitles. I think that's the only way you can actually watch it. Yeah, you can't watch it in an English dub, which is fine. It would look weird if I can't watch movies that are dubbed in English because the mouth doesn't match up with what's being said on the screen. So anyway, let's see here. Two young convent girls become friends and decide to spend the summer together. However, their innocent bicycle rides and walks in the country soon develop a much more sinister side. They read a bunch of forbidden books, decide to explore the world of perversion and cruelty. They find a victim and use their innocent appearance to seduce and destroy him. Once they have stepped over the line, they find it impossible to stop, and soon they are contemplating the ultimate evil act. This film was very controversial in, I guess, France, and then it was never released here in the US. This is the first Blu-ray release of the film, restored in the original negative. Bunch of special features on here as well. You get an interview with the director. The director was actually the husband of, I think it was Jeannie Goupil. I think Jeannie Goupil is no longer with us. I think, well, I know one of the actresses is no longer alive. I did a little research when I was watching this movie, but I don't remember. Anyway, let's see what else you get on here. Archive interview with the director. You get an interview with Jeannie Goupil. So I think it's Catherine Wagner is the one that's no longer with us. Interview with writer Paul Buck. audio commentary from Kat Ellinger. Yeah. Very, very strange film. Very dark, twisted. And that artwork on the cover actually gives away the ending. If you guys have seen this, you'll know. But anyway, really good film. Really enjoyed that one. This one here, though, I guess I wasn't in the right state of mind. I was kind of bored with this movie. But again, I was tired at the time when I watched it, so I'm going to have to watch it again. This is a horror comedy from 1995, and that is called Night of the Dribbler. It's a Code Red release. I don't think it has a Blu-ray, but I came across this DVD at an FYE, I think, online. I think I got it online, actually. This is the first and only basketball horror slasher comedy. I guess is what it says on the back anyway. A teenage athlete named Stanley is a water boy for a high school basketball team. Stanley wants to make the team, but the coach rejects him as a worthless player and sends him away. Soon afterwards, the basketball team members are being killed off one by one by a psychopath wearing a smiling basketball over his head. Is Stanley the deadly dribbler with the basketball head looking for revenge, or could it be some other hoop dream wannabe? This is directed by Jack Braveman, who directed Zombie Nightmare, which I haven't got around to watching yet. Special features, you get audio commentary with the guy that plays the coach. Audio commentary also with Scott Spiegel, the producer. Interview with another one of the stars of the film. The original trailer, and then other trailers from Code Red releases. Yeah. So the movie itself was not my favorite, but from what I remember watching this, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. So if you guys want to watch a very interesting horror comedy involving basketball, there you go. Next one here is a horror pack exclusive number 59. I got this at a Second and Charles for like $7 or something. Ashburn Waters. 2019, 81 minutes, not rated. I think this is an Australian film. It's about Brett agrees to join his friends on a high school reunion camping trip. He thought the height of his worries would be dealing with his ex-girlfriend and her new flame, but something else is going on in Ashburn Waters, and it's been shut down due to unexplained murders. But these kids decide, F it, we're gonna go. We came here to camp out. We're gonna do it anyway, even though the owner told us not to go in there. And there's this like strange guy living in there, but he's there to protect the lands from the creatures that are killing people. And it's a very weird movie, but the look of the actual like demons or whatever, the demon rather, looks pretty cool. So I do recommend watching this if you guys like creature features. Next one up is a film from, I think it was 87. It says 2004, but that's not right. This is a film from the 80s. It's a Shriek Show release of a film called Blood Sisters. This was directed by Roberta Findlay. She did quite a few movies: Primeval, Tenement, Snuff, Oracle. So if you guys have seen those films, you're familiar with the way she directs her movies. There's also a commentary from Joe Bob Briggs on here, but I didn't actually watch that. 8 beautiful, sexy sorority girls attempt to brave the night in an abandoned haunted whorehouse. Unbeknownst to them, their boyfriends have rigged the house to scare the ladies witless. However, the old house seems to have a mind of its own. Our heroines face a triple threat: the increasingly more dangerous practical jokes, a psychotic murder, and a brothel itself. Really fun, low-budget film from what I remember watching this as well. So I definitely want to get. There's a Blu-ray of this, so I was going to upgrade it. Yeah, if you guys have seen this, let me know what you thought of it. Blood Sisters. Really cool insert and artwork on the disc there, but I am definitely going to upgrade this one. This one here wasn't bad. I just, good cast, but didn't really. This movie was not laid out the way it should have been done. This is a film from 2000 called Killer Instinct, starring Corbin Burnson and Dee Wallace Stone, or just known as Dee Wallace now. She's no longer married to Oliver Stone, from what I remember right. They were married for a short time. Says, one night in this asylum and you'll lose more than your mind. If you watch this movie, you'll lose your mind. You'll be confused as all hell. At least I was, anyway. The sleepy little town of Perrysburg is about to wake up screaming when secrets buried in the past come back to haunt those guilty of greed, murder, and a series of unspeakable crimes. Crimes that until now have gone without proper punishment and revenge. All things changes. All that changes when the teens of the Dare Club spend the night in the abandoned and haunted asylum, the scene of original sin. Corbin Burnson plays like a greedy. He owns a company. He's very greedy, and he wants like all the land and everything. And he plays a really good a-hole in this movie. Dee Wallace plays like a reporter. Her acting is pretty good in this, though. I thought she was pretty solid in this, though. But she's out there to expose him and his company for everything they've done wrong, and he tries to like take her out and everything, but it doesn't happen. But it was all right. It could have been a lot better, in my opinion. But yeah. If you guys want to check out Killer Instinct for decent acting from Dee Wallace and Corbin Burnson playing a real a-hole, there you go. You can tell this is like so old because it's all like silk screen, really weird cover or artwork on the disc there. I got this at a Second and Charles. Like when I was going to a convention, I found it there for pretty cheap. This is a former Blockbuster rental. Fortunately, like you don't get the reverse Blockbuster in here case, but you do get an insert. There's an insert actually in here. I didn't notice that. Is it like taped in? No, it's not taped in here. Yeah, it's just a little like Trimark DVD coming soon list here. So I just want to keep that in there because there's probably some things I want to check out. Just realized that this was stuck back there. The St. Francisville Experiment, I actually kind of like that movie, even though it's very low budget. Kind of like a ripoff of Blair Witch Project. But anyway, Killer Instinct, meh. This movie, I watched the whole 3 minutes of it and I had to turn it off because it was so bad. The acting was bad. The makeup for the Bloody Mary was awful. I had to turn it off. It says say her name. No, just don't. You won't be scared of her. You'll just be annoyed. They actually made a sequel to this. It came out in a couple weeks ago. But yeah, do me a favor, don't watch this. It's not Wild Eye though. It's from ITN. So Bloody Mary, hard pass. But this one I definitely recommend if you guys haven't seen it before. 1987. This is a comedy from Shout Factory and Paramount. Summer School. Really fun, coming of age, like, going to summer school, learning about growing up. The two guys in here are also very class clowns. Dave and Chainsaw. So it's Dean Cameron and Gary Riley. They were really cool together. You get Courtney Thorne Smith, Mark Harmon's pretty cool in here too. Kirstie Alley's in here as well. So yeah, highly recommend Summer School. It's not horror at all, but there's horror elements in here because of the pranks that Dave and Chainsaw do in here. It's really funny. Really enjoyed that one. Next one here was a very strange film. This is a film called Vicious Lips. This is a sci-fi musical comedy with a little bit of horror put into it as well. And a lot going on in this film. So it's about a band named Vicious Lips. The three band members, I guess their original singer dies in some sort of accident, so they have to get a new singer, and they come across this girl played by Drew Ann Perry. Of course, the name of the character that she plays is Judy Jetson, but it has nothing to do with the Jetsons at all. It's very strange. So they hire her to replace their former singer. They go on a cosmic road trip to do their gigs and whatnot. And then, yeah, some weird stuff happens, and yeah, it was just very strange. This is directed by Albert Peon. He directed The Sword and the Sorcerer, if you guys know what that is. I'm familiar with that. I've never seen it, but I'm familiar with that. If I remember correctly, some of the effects and the makeup and everything was done by John Carl Buechler. So I thought that was a pretty cool. I saw his name in the credits, so I thought that was pretty cool. This one's from 1986, 80 minutes, rated R, and Scream Factory release, and MGM as well. So Vicious Lips, really weird film. Kind of recommend it if you guys find it for cheap. I bought that years ago from Hamilton Book when they were having when they're having a sale. So I've had this in my collection for years. I've only watched the first one. I finally got around to watching part 3. I thought it was okay. I mean, I wasn't blown away by it, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. Really, really good actors in there, though. You got George C. Scott, you got Brad Dourif. Who else was in there? A couple other characters. I just can't. It just escapes me right now. But part 3, not bad. I was gonna upgrade to 4K. I decided not to. And then the last 2 here are both rewatches for me. We got from Arrow, we got Columbus. This is from, what year is this from? 1997? It's definitely from the late 90s. Of course, it says 2019 on the back, but I believe it's, we'll just say late 90s. It's basically the real world meets Saw by the way of Suspiria. Group of youngsters arrive at a snow-covered house under the guise of participating in a groundbreaking new experimental film. All the rooms in the house have like booby traps and stuff going on, and the killer is like some sort of like faceless killer. He like cuts his face off, and it's just so weird and gross, but really fun film. Definitely recommend this one. It's not out of print or anything. It's still on, you can find it on Amazon. And the last one here is a Vinegar Syndrome anthology I've tried to watch. Like, this is the 3rd time for me watching it. It's not very long. It's only 80 minutes. It's from 1978. It's called House of the Dead, aka it's also known as Alien Zone. I don't know why it's in this cheap ass case, but I don't remember where I bought this. I didn't buy this directly from them, so someone must have changed the case out, but I'll change it later. 4 tales of intrigue and horror await anyone brave enough to enter the House of the Dead. When a philandering husband accidentally finds himself lost during a rainstorm, he's taken in by an elderly mortician and is forced to learn the ghastly origins of 4 freshly arrived corpses. A scornful teacher whose students teach her a fatal lesson. Amateur filmmaker with a deadly muse. 2 dueling detectives attempting to solve a mysterious murder, and a bitter man whose arrogance costs him everything. Not a bad horror anthology. Some stories were better than others in my opinion, but not bad. Pick it up if you find it for cheap. I would say that. Other than that, meh. Special features on here, you don't get a whole lot. You get an interview with the director, interview with the screenwriter, and that's pretty much it. So that's my stack of movies that I watched in the month of March. Not a lot, like maybe one every other day. So yeah. So here's my stack of movies that I watched this month, last month. And stay tuned for one for the month of April, which I haven't really watched a whole lot either. So take care, guys. I'll see you guys probably later in the week. Maybe the weekend. I will probably be doing another pickup video. Yeah, I mean, I went to one store today, found 5 titles. Not a lot going on in there, but... Alright, guys. Take care. See you later. Bye.